system.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's all your boy, the heelist of Balor, Sim Balor, Prince Balor, Ishan, the freaking rest. If you don't know the rest by now, then what the heck are you doing here? I am your co-host for the most optimistic, undisputed, most awesomest podcast in YouTube history. Heck, we are not only the fastest rising podcast, we are the most awesomest podcast out there. The Losers Lounge. And we are here to talk and predict also WWE. First of all, we're talking TakeOver. And also, we'll be reviewing Clash of Champions. But before we get into that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome the most optimistic member of the Losers Lounge, Christian Maracle. What's up, dog?
Oh, yeah. That was without a doubt one of the best introductions you've given, man. And I must say,
thank you.
Reviewing the review of Clash of Champions, followed by the predictions of NXT TakeOver 31. That's what we're calling it, apparently. We have a lot to talk about for both shows, and from the looks of things, it's just us two.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, here's what's going on, folks. The Double R Racer Ryan is not feeling well today, so get well soon, man. And also, we just got word from our other loser, Connor Riley. He's apparently spiking a fever. We don't know for sure, but he may quite possibly have COVID. Let's pray that he does not have COVID. Pray for Connor Riley, everyone.
Yep. Best wishes and love to our boys out there.
Yep. Anyways, though, we're going to try and lighten up everybody's moods by talking wrestling because, let's face it, Clash of Champions was a great show.
Very, very good show.
Full of great matches, a fantastic opener, and a very emotional and scary main event.
Oh, yeah.
But speaking of, fantastic openers, that's what we're going to kick things off and talk about. First of all, however, though, I want to take this moment to actually quickly say, Willie, did you say that you had some questions for us?
Yes, we have questions from the people out there, the fans of the podcast. We have not done a Q&A in, I don't know how long, but I put it out there on Twitter, and apparently lots of people have returned for that. So we're not going to answer all the questions since we want to get to obviously what we got to talk about, but I'll answer a few of them. And Christian, if you want to chime in too, let me find the questions right here, ladies and gentlemen. And here they are. Let me shout out, first of all, these few people here. Number one, first of all, from our good friend K Money. He says, dream match of dead wrestlers versus alive wrestlers.
I'll be honest, I'm gonna skip that one. No offense to K Money, but I don't.
Yeah.
The conversation of dead wrestlers, it kind of freaks me out.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, brother, but yeah.
Dead wrestlers versus alive wrestlers. With all due respect, that's a dumb question.
All due respect. We'll do this one here from my good friend Paris. She says, favorite show you attended.
Ooh.
I've only attended one event. It was back in 2012, just a live event, but I really enjoyed it.
So I'm assuming you're gonna pick that one.
I guess so. I guess so. So
I guess
that'll be my event.
As for me, my favorite show I attended, it's a tough one because I've been to every single one of the big fours. And however, honestly, the favorite show I ever attended, Royal Rumble 2018 in Philadelphia.
Not bad.
Not just because I was there with my brother Josh, but also because that was the first ever women's Royal Rumble match, and I got to witness that in person. And it was amazing to see all those great moments happen. For Ricer Ryan, I guarantee he would say Royal Rumble 2020 because of the return of Edge.
Exactly.
All right. Exactly. Shout out to Paris. I remember her. It's been a while. I haven't spoken with her in a while.
And we got one more here from my good friend Dominic's Wrestling Show. And he says, favorite pay-per-view. Of all time?
Well,
I'd say all time. Again.
For me, I'm just saying, that on my Instagram, whenever people ask me that, I'm like, that's FAQ number 3.
All right, not bad.
FAQ number 3. Frequently asked question, which is, what's your favorite pay-per-view? My answer is still the same. It's the Royal Rumble. Always will be.
Not bad. My second's probably the Rumble. WrestleMania probably number 3. But thank you all for the questions, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll get back to him next week. If you want to send him out, send him on Twitter, and we'll get him on here.
Yep. Send him by any means necessary. In the meantime, we're going to kick things off and talk about Clash of Champions. And I want to say, every championship, with the exception of the Women's Tag Team Championship, was defended. The reason for that being, it's quite possible Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler were potentially exposed to somebody who tested positive for COVID-19. So, unfortunately, because of that, one of the 10 championships was not defended whatsoever. And I remember Long Night Josh, he had a predictions contest, and unfortunately, anybody who, here's the thing, all the names that were on the Women's Tag Team Championship, they were all crossed out because one of the match was canceled. It's a shame.
Really was. I mean, I was pretty much looking forward to the match. Not saying what about 5-star classic, but I do think they would put on at least a fun match, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. In the meantime, however, out of the 9 championships that were defended, yes, that includes the 24/7 title, two of the titles changed hands.
Surprisingly. I thought they would continue it all night.
Yeah, I know, right? 2 of the 9. Just like in 2019, the Clash of Champions, when all 11 championships were defended, 2 of them changed hands. In this case, also 2 of them changed hands. The new champion, as a matter of fact, one of the new champions we're actually talking about is in the first match. I mean, here's the thing. Yes, on the pre-show, Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura beat Lucha House Party, but that was the pre-show. SmackDown tag titles retained. There's that one. Anyway. One of the new champions, although this was honestly controversial amongst a lot of people who are saying this was not a new champ, this was a retaining, even though that's absolute bullshit. It was the triple threat ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship as Jeff Hardy defended against AJ Styles and Sami Zayn in a fantastic opening ladder match. That was a match
this one the best match, just in my opinion, of this year.
Yeah, that was an amazing ladder match indeed. And
exactly.
However, of course, yes, your winner and new, not still, new Intercontinental Champion, Sami Zayn.
You heard it right there, ladies and gentlemen, and new.
Two-time
still, because people on social media are still like, Sami Zayn just retained his title. No, he won it back.
Exactly.
It wasn't his to begin with.
He's a 2-time champion now.
Exactly.
But in my opinion, the right decision was made when, he was the new champion.
Yeah.
Because after all, Sami Zayn's been making the Intercontinental Championship relevant. He's like the Miz.
I wouldn't go that far, but that's just me. I think Jeff Hardy should have been champ just a little bit longer. I mean, I was a little bit upset that Sami won. Not saying that Sami's bad. I'm a huge fan of Sami Zayn, but I think Jeff Hardy should have been champ just a bit longer. But yeah, it was pretty good. It was a freaking dangerous match. Oh my God, there were spots that scared the living heck out of me during this match.
What about Jeff Hardy's the Swanton bomb right through the ladder?
Yes, that was pretty good. And Jeff was in a tight space to do it, so I'm surprised he actually pulled it off very well.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I can't believe I would actually say this, but AEW, that's how you do it right.
Exactly.
When it comes to a Hardy, when it comes to a Hardy taking a major risk, that's how you do it properly. Because you notice Jeff Hardy was focused and he was aiming.
And the other Hardy's being treated very well in this company. Oops, did I say something wrong? Whatever.
But anyways, the one thing, of course, that we can give major praise to is Sami Zayn and the way he won the match by means of those handcuffs.
I will admit, I even screamed at you crazy SOB. That is so clever. Oh my gosh.
Use the first set of handcuffs on Jeff Hardy by handcuffing Jeff Hardy's earlobe to the ladder.
I cringed a little bit.
Because that has to hurt, huh?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, that has to hurt when that shit happens and whatnot. Because, my older brother, I don't know if he has them anymore, but he's got spacers and he's got, the holes to the ear and whatnot.
Yeah.
We can't forget about what Randy Orton did a Hell in a Cell 2 years ago.
Especially with the screwdriver that started the whole thing off. Still looking back, that's cringe.
Yeah, that was really hard to watch and intense.
Definitely.
But what really made Sami Zayn's plan so masterful and amazing is the fact that, he used the second pair of handcuffs to handcuff himself to AJ Styles, knowing full well that AJ would have no choice but to climb with Zayn on his shoulders.
I was cracking up so hard when he was doing that. I'm like, he's climbing the ladder with him on his back. I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, he had no choice. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to get up there. And Sammy had a key in his mouth the whole time.
Yeah, he had the key in his pocket.
And actually, no. It wasn't in his pocket. It was in his mouth.
Oh, okay. Because I remember my stream froze like a few seconds. I'm like, where did he get the key from? I'm like, he got it from his freaking his pants. I was like,
I guess you could say. I guess you could say he threw it up.
I guess. I mean, because I don't know how you would keep a key in your mouth when a ladder match or any match, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And then when he made sure he was at the high enough distance, he uncuffed himself, went back down, and handcuffed AJ to the ladder.
Oh yeah, there were some risky bumps in this match. I mean, like the one part that scared me was like, remember when Jeff was? I think they were towards the turnbuckle. Jeff was on the ladder, like, you know what spot I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think you know what spot I'm talking. I think everyone knows what spot I'm talking about with Jeff Hardy. When Sammy tipped the ladder over with Jeff Hardy on the outside, and the ladder almost landed on Jeff's face.
Yeah, like not to mention it looked like Jeff's. It also looked like Jeff's arm got caught in that or something.
Yeah, it did. I was like, oh my god.
And he was okay from all that. That was, like, he did it very well. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff Hardy.
This man's doing that.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy's in his 40s.
Yeah, like he's in his 40s and he's still doing this stuff. Like, seriously. Gotta get props to Jeff.
Yeah, he's not just doing it, but he's also doing it great and properly, too, after all the years of experience of doing that. Still got to remember, I still remember WrestleMania literally 20 years ago when he first did the Swanton on Bubba Ray Dudley in that ladder match.
Oh, yes, a classic right there.
Yeah.
Never gets old.
20 years, wow. 20 years.
Let's not discredit AJ Styles in this match, too. He did pretty good.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, everyone did very well.
AJ Styles had his own sets of great moments. It seems like all three of these guys performed very well, and it was back and forth in so many ways for all three guys.
Oh yeah,
and that's why I'm like, the match was like almost 30 minutes long, and I thought it was shorter than that actually.
I busted out so hard when AJ Styles threw a ladder at Sammy. That was so. It was a Sammy or Jeff Hardy. That was so fun. He just put the line, just chucked it right at them. I'm like, oh my god, I lost it.
They did a good job making that the opening match. Yeah.
Exactly. I had a feeling I was going to open the show.
Kick things off with a bang.
We just start hot.
Yep, kick things off with a bang.
Exactly. Sammy's the new Intercontinental champ. I'm excited to see where his run goes this time. I'm hoping hopefully something bad doesn't happen to him. I mean, and they continue on and do what they got to do. I think the reason they put Jeff Hardy in that situation was because you need the champion right there, and Jeff Hardy had to fill the shoes, and now we're back to square one, and hopefully Jeff gets it back. Yes, I'm a Jeff Hardy fanboy. Okay, people. Yes, I'm a Jeff Hardy fanboy. So
yeah, there's nothing wrong
not discrediting him. So
yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
So, yeah.
Anyway, after that, backstage, R-Truth lost the 24/7 championship to SmackDown's Drew Gulak
in a very weird manner.
I like how Truth was sneaking away, and he ends up going into a room of referees. I'm like, that's the last place where a 24/7 champ wants to be.
I was like, wait a minute, there's a freaking referee room. I was on a call with some people, and shout out to those guys who I was on with. And we were like, wait a minute, there's a referee room. We're like, where the heck has this been? Like, it was so weird. Sammy, R-Truth, what are you doing here? I'm like, wait a minute, where'd the referee room come from? It was so weird.
I was honestly hoping one of the referees would roll him up and another referee would pin him.
I'm waiting for that day to happen. Seriously.
Hey, if anyone can win that championship, then why not some referees? That'd be great. Hell, Michael Cole could win that title.
Please no. Well, but now you jinxed it because they watch us. We'll get to that later.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah, we know that. Anyways, Drew Gulak became the 24/7 champion at that night for the first time. And honestly, that was the first time I've seen Drew Gulak in a while.
Yeah, he hasn't been around in a while.
Yeah.
But I've been doing some stuff.
Anyways, up next, the next match is Asuka defending the Raw Women's Championship against Zelina Vega in a match that was It was okay.
Standard women's match, and I'm not saying it was bad. It wasn't bad. It was just, it was, I wouldn't say it was even a sneeze break. It was the popcorn match, in my opinion. It's the match where you're like, it's the filler match, basically, in my opinion.
Speaking of sneeze break, the women's tag team championship, as I said, was the match we said on last week's podcast that was the sneeze break, and ended up never even happening. So we didn't have a sneeze break.
Exactly. Surprisingly.
So I was like, wow, okay. I was like, oh, we know it's a sneeze break. Quick, take it off the card. I'm pretty sure.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll be serious. If that's actually the reason why they canceled the match, shame on you.
Exactly.
Well, we all know it wasn't that, so.
I wouldn't be surprised, though.
Anyways, back to the Asuka Zelina Vega match. Zelina, actually, in my opinion, she did a really good job, honestly, just to hold her own for a while, because we all knew that Asuka was going to get her in the end.
Exactly.
But I love the great transitions that led right into the Asuka lock from all those roll-ups.
Oh my gosh, that's what I was talking about towards the end of the match. Like, oh my god, these transitions and these reversals are incredible. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And when it connected, and then I honestly thought, I'll be honest, on the last roll-up, I thought Zelina was actually about to roll up and win the title right there. But then all of a sudden, when Asuka kicked out, locked right in the Asuka lock, and then that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, after the match, Asuka stated Zelina was not ready for Asuka. And then, of course, Zelina tried to feign respect, but then, of course, attacked Asuka.
Of course. I mean, come on, guys. You all knew Zelina wasn't winning the title. I do think she will get her chance in the future, but this is just a showcase for her, to get on the card and all that stuff. Show what she's got with and I haven't wrote on Twitter, like, if this was NXT Asuka, and I'm talking about NXT Asuka, not NXT now, way back then, NXT Asuka, Zelina would be finished in seconds.
Yeah.
But obviously this isn't Asuka, but I enjoyed the match. I mean, it's just the popcorn break match. That's all I got to say about that.
Yep. As we all know, like, the following night, they had a rematch for whatever reason, and it ended the same way.
Exactly.
And like, oh, well, that was just a waste of time then.
A huge waste of time.
Unfortunately. Anyways, the next match was the United States Championship as Bobby Lashley of the Hurt Business defended against Apollo Crews. And I'm just going to take this moment and say, I don't like Apollo's new theme. Apollo!
His new theme is stupid.
Yeah, I'm like...
I hate it. I freaking hate it.
I know, when I hear Apollo, I'm like, what, are they only doing that just so the audience watching can know who's coming out? I'm like, we know it's him.
Go back to his old theme song, please. It's lame.
Yeah. Go back to his
Very
old theme.
lame.
You just said go back to his old theme song. It's lame.
It is terrible, in my opinion.
What, his old theme?
No, his new theme. Old theme.
Anyway, as we all figured, Bobby Lashley retains the championship. The match was also semi-okay. Honestly, though, I think it was a lot better than their match at Payback, though.
Definitely.
But
yeah, don't credit Apollo in the ring. He is very good. The fact is, his character's just not. He doesn't even have a character. That's the thing. Like, he has athleticism, he has the look, he has the build that people like Vince like, but it's just, I don't know, there's something that's missing. And Lashley, let's not discredit Lashley either. He's doing pretty good as champion, and I'm enjoying the Hurt Business. I really am. Not that these guys be comedy jokes, but they're actually winning me over.
Yeah, but here's the other interesting thing that there was. Did you notice that somebody was missing throughout this match? Where the hell was Cedric Alexander?
Yeah, where was my twin Cedric?
Yeah, that's the one thing I was like, wait a minute, wasn't he a big deal here or something?
Cedric wasn't even on Raw the next night.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
I hope it isn't that COVID.
Yeah,
because they've recently had some breaks in the PC and all that stuff, and probably in Thunderdome itself. So we don't know what's going on, but I'm hoping Cedric's okay because we haven't seen him.
Yeah, as we all know, as that's another thing, of course, folks. We're in October now, and
yep.
Cases of COVID-19 have been rising rapidly in the places of the United States and Canada now as well.
It's getting crazy out here, guys.
Up here in Canada, we're basically on our second wave. United States is still in their first.
Yep.
And the way things are looking, we might be kind of hard for me to say, but we might be in on a really tough fall/winter.
That's the scary thing out there. Like, obviously, as Christian said, we are in the States on our first. It's really insane just to see all the cases rising and just everyone out here, not taking this seriously. And I guess I'll be the one to say this here. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please mask up. Please mask up. Please wash your hands, social distance, all that good stuff, because this virus is no joke. This virus is very real. I've had a few friends, even one of my personal friends, or not my personal friend, one of my good friends on Twitter actually had the virus. And it's not fun, apparently, Twitter. It's not fun. It sucks. I've had a few of my family members had it before. It is no joke. So please, ladies and gentlemen, please wash your hands. Please mask up. Do all that stuff. We're just saying this to make sure you guys are protected. Don't make any of this like a political issue, because that's what mostly everyone's doing nowadays. Please do all that stuff. And one more thing, ladies and gentlemen, when you wear the mask, please wear it over your nose. I have seen many people out there in the world, especially when I go to Walmart or to go to the grocery store or go to like a game store or something like that. I see many people not wearing the mask over their nose. To those people, I say, screw you. You are not important. You're idiots. And you are a health hazard to everyone else around you. The mask is there to protect you and protect the others around you. You might not have the virus, but it is there to protect you from getting the virus and the other people from contaminating and getting the virus itself. It is there to protect you. It is not there to, cage you in. I'm hearing many people say that, and just many other things about the mask and all that stuff, the protesting, all that stuff. Just please be safe out there, guys. This virus is no joke.
Excellent.
Mask up out there.
Wow, excellent saying, man. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
You should honestly be a motivational speaker.
I should. I mean, I've been seeing so many people around here not being safe, just being completely stupid. Oh, we don't need to wear the mask. Oh, I'm not going to catch it. Who knows? You might catch it.
Yeah.
Be safe.
Yep, be safe, everybody. And back to the match, however. Bobby Lashley wins by making Cruz tap out to, what is it called now? The Hurt Lock or something?
That is a stupid name if that's the actual name of the move. That's lame. It's just a master lock, pretty much.
Or just, full Nelson. Average full Nelson.
It's just lame. Like, I get it. You're trying to make him look strong and powerful. That's great. But please bring back the Dominator. The original version.
Yeah.
Please.
I don't understand the Hurt Lock thing. Not to mention, what happened to Bobby's spear?
They took it away, probably. Because many other people use it.
Roman Reigns, Edge, Goldberg.
Many other people in this company that use the spear. Give Lashley back his spear.
And yet there's no shortage of super kicks. Oh.
Exactly. There are no shortage of super kicks, Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Looking at you. Talk about you later.
Anyways, after that match took place, the next match, which was actually really good until it had a really botched finish, was the Raw Tag Team Championship as the Street Profits defended against Andrade and Angel Garza again.
Yep, again.
The ending saw, apparently, Angelo Dawkins. Apparently, here's the thing. Angel Garza sustained a knee injury at some point in the match.
Yeah.
And here's
what... They did a Spanish splash spot, and he apparently buckled his knee.
Yeah. So, here's the thing.
Sucks.
First of all, best prayers to Angel Garza. I hope he recovers from this injury.
Definitely.
And I understand if an audible was called to end the match. However, they did not have to end it the way they did. Here's the thing. After all, Angel Garza was on the outside of the ring. Andrade was the one who took the pinfall anyway. So, I'm like, if the referee was given the audible that the match had to be ended, he could have quickly managed to let Andrade and Angelo Dawkins know what happened. It's like, okay, we got to end the match now. Angelo Dawkins is going to win the match right here. He's going to hit the Sky High Slam on you, and he's going to win. He could have just said that. But instead, he had to perform the Sky High Slam on Andrade. Andrade kicked out at 2. Clearly, the referee still said 3.
I was so confused at that ending. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, even Angelo Dawkins had the look on his face. I was like, oh, he kicked out.
Exactly. He literally kicked out at the quote-unquote 3 count when it was actually a 2. Like, you could go back and watch it, guys. You can clearly see that he kicked out, and it was confusing.
I'm just gonna put it out right here. I wrote down on my social media, and people actually gave me heat for this because I'm like, Angel Garza got injured. I'm like, yeah, but Andrade is the one who was taking the pin, not Angel Garza.
Exactly.
They could have still finished the match while Angel was on the outside.
Exactly. They didn't do it.
I understand the situation. They had to end the match, but they did not have to do that. That's the whole point that I'm talking about here. Angel Garza was the one who suffered the injury, not Andrade. Andrade was the legal person in the ring. So if you think about it, it was absolute horseshit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They should have called it honorable right there. It's like, okay, like you said, Chris, but they didn't do it. And the fact that it was like, okay, just one and go. And they didn't do and they continued the match. That's the thing. They continued the match. You could have continued the match with, just let everybody know, okay, let's finish it right here. And that'll be it. Like, you decide to just go ahead and just do that ending. Not saying the match was bad. The match wasn't bad at all. It was great. But, just the ending was just weird. Just weird.
Yeah, it was not needed for them to do it like that. I'm like, it was not understandable. In this case, it was not understandable. I'm sorry, but I'm just saying I don't understand why they did that. I'm like, Angel Garza, yes, I understand, had an injury. If they had to call off the match, well, they could have just ended the match then, in the way that would not be a botched finish. Either Andrade just stayed down or they had the Street Profits win another way. But I'm just honestly sick and tired of this is not the first time that we've seen a botched finish in the month of September. Mickie James.
This is the first. This is second. This month, that last month at least, that we saw that a botched finish. I mean, even that one was confusing. Yeah. Even Mickie James confused. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous. Regardless, it's in the past. The botched finish happened, and as much as I understand Angel Garza was injured, it was still stupid, it was still unnecessary, and you're a moron if you think otherwise. Mm-hmm. In the meantime, Willie, what'd you even think of that match? That was actually, in some ways, it was good, except for the ending, of course, right?
Facts. It was just, I already said my piece on the whole thing. It was just, the ending was confusing, but the main match was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Can we move on with these guys? Just move on already.
Yeah. How many times are these guys going to feud with each other? It's crazy.
They've been feuding since probably March. No, they've been feuding since WrestleMania. We're not talking about.
Yep. Anyways, after that, Drew Gulak lost the championship back to R-Truth, the 24/7 title. And apparently, R-Truth hit him in the head with some sort of bowl or something. The one that he was using to saying he was gold rushing or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
First of all, that was hilarious when Truth was doing that.
Mm.
This event's called Gold Rush, so he's literally.
I never understood the tagline for this show. It was Gold Rush. When I heard the word, I saw the word Gold Rush, I was thinking, okay, there's gonna be a freaking tournament. Nope.
I think the reason it's called Gold Rush is because every championship was being defended here. All them challengers are wanting to get the titles, so a Gold Rush.
Yeah.
So once again, WWE has a tagline on their pay-per-views that actually worked. Remember, you'll never see it coming for SummerSlam, and that was when Roman Reigns returned and turned heel?
Yes.
Anyways, R-Truth won back the 24/7 title for, at the time, the 40th time. What do you think of that? 40th time.
This guy really, Truth, love you, bro.
Yeah, although at this time now he's a 41-time champion because he lost it to a supposedly dead Akira Tozawa who got eaten by a shark.
Yep.
And then Tozawa lost it back to Drew Gulak, who lost it right back to R-Truth. And that was the first time in quite a while that we saw many title changes at one time. And I'm like, that was the best part about the 24/7 title.
Yeah.
3 title changes in 15 seconds.
Yep.
But yeah, R-Truth at this time now 41-time champion. That was the second time the 24/7 title changed hands at the Clash of Champions. That was cool. But after that, was the SmackDown Women's Championship, as well. Bayley came out to address her title match because, she was supposed to face Nikki Cross, but apparently Cross was somebody else who may have been potentially exposed to COVID-19.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, that on Sunday when we first heard about these news, I was pissed off again because, we got all these title matches set up. One of them ain't happening, and the other is also in jeopardy. I'm like, this is just not fair that this stuff keeps happening in this world.
It's not fair to anybody, especially in the wrestling business and the entertainment business. Heck, even in our real lives, it's not fair. This virus is just, it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane when this stuff was going on, but we still managed to get a SmackDown Women's Title match. It just wasn't Bayley versus Nikki Cross. It was, once again, Bayley versus Raw Women's Champion Asuka, and I'll be honest, when Asuka came out to accept the challenge, I got scared.
Yeah.
We were like, no, we can't do this. No, not again.
Yeah.
I was afraid we would have another double champion thing.
Yeah.
For the first time...
I read about it came out. I was like, what the heck is this?
Yeah,
I literally screamed out, oh my god, it's Bayley 2 belts again.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. The reason it freaked me out is because, Asuka ran into the ring and the referee immediately rang the bell. And when that usually happens, the heel champion loses within minutes.
Yeah.
However, for the first time ever, I was glad that the heel champion got herself intentionally disqualified.
Yeah.
Because Bayley struck Asuka with a chair. The match was only 3 minutes long, so it didn't really matter. Asuka wins via disqualification. However, Bayley retains the championship, but that's when Sasha Banks showed up.
Yep, Sasha showed up, beat the living heck out of Bayley, and I loved it. I loved every second of it.
Yep, and with that, we are likely going to get Bayley and Sasha inside Hell in a Cell.
Now, here's where things get interesting, ladies. I want to talk about this. I know we have Hell in a Cell in a few weeks, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk about it and predict about that, when the time comes. But, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say something right here to everyone complaining right now about this match rumored to be the main event. Why? Why are y'all complaining? I'm going to tell y'all why y'all complaining. Isn't this what you wanted? Isn't this what you wanted for the women to be put on a pedestal?
Oh my god. Wait, did you just keep saying, is this what you wanted? Who are you, JD from NY?
Oh, no, but unlike him, we actually have thoughts and opinions, and we don't disrespect our viewers.
Yeah, that's right. We have respect. We have respect for ourselves, and
exactly.
we're not a bunch of piles of shit.
Exactly.
Continue.
Anyways, but yeah, for the people out there complaining, now Christian, what do you think about this match rumored to be the main event? Do you think they deserve it after what we got last year with Hell in a Cell and that main event? Do you think they deserve the main event of this show?
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Bayley versus Sasha Banks is the type of feud, especially from their NXT days, that in my opinion, after everything they went through, deserves the sell. And I think the big thing people are complaining about is that it's, their first big match against each other inside Hell in a Cell. I'm like, who fucking cares?
Exactly.
It is what it is. Hell, The Fiend versus Seth Rollins, as you brought from last year, their first big match against each other was Hell in a Cell.
Mm-hmm. Why complain?
Yeah.
For the sake of complaining? I mean, for the people out there who are also complaining about Bayley's title right now, I'm getting to the point where it's becoming Becky Lynch territory with Bayley. She has held title long enough. But I'm telling you all right now, ladies and gentlemen, this is my early prediction. If that match happens, Bayley is going to retain because I see a long feud and a long story heading into WrestleMania 37 next year. Now, I'm not going to tell you, obviously, what is going to happen. We don't know if it's going to happen or not, but there's long storytelling that could be told with Bayley retaining the title inside Hell in a Cell. I mean, I know Sasha Banks doesn't have a good track record with title reigns. So, oh no, did I say that out loud? You know it's true. I love Sasha, but you all know it's true. She does not have a good track record with titles. I think Bayley holding the belt all the way till Mania 30. I don't care who's complaining about this. Bayley, in my opinion, deserves to hold the belt all the way till Mania 37. And you could do the storyline there. You could have Sasha win the Rumble or whatever. I don't freaking know, win the Chamber or whatever. Who knows? But there's long-term storytelling with Bayley holding the title into WrestleMania. Do you want to stop the feud right here? Do you want to stop the feud right here at Hell in a Cell? Now, I understand Hell in a Cell is a blow-off for feuds like this, but there's more storytelling to be told. I'll talk about this in a few weeks when we talk about Hell in a Cell, but with this match rumored to be the main event, that is my thoughts and opinions on that. Just keep the complaining to yourselves, guys. It's okay to complain. We do it on here, obviously, but try not to bring others down with the complaining.
Yeah.
You make yourself like an idiot, a complete idiot, if you complain to others and start ramming it down their throats. Just be kind, be respectful, and just do all that stuff, all right? That's all I got to say about that.
Yep. Indeed. That's how it works.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I'm okay with Bayley and Sasha being the main event. Let's not forget, Sasha and Becky in Hell in a Cell last year. How great was that?
Oh, my God. Probably the best match of the night. I don't care what anybody says. That was, to me, match of the night. They killed it. They freaking killed it. I mean, they did a whole lot better than Sasha and Charlotte all those years ago. Which, by the way, if Bayley and Sasha will happen in Hell in a Cell, that'll be the third time Sasha's been inside Hell in a Cell.
Against each member of the Four Horsewomen. That
is true. The Four Horsewomen. That's really insane to think about that. Every single one of them have been inside Hell in a Cell. If that's happening, that's gonna be insane.
Imagine if we get a four-way with those women one day.
Well, we have to wait for my girl to come back, and until that happens, we're not gonna get that. So
that's okay. That's all right. I'll be perfect.
Leave that alone,
I don't know if this makes me sound like a dick, but I personally wouldn't mind if Becky Lynch never came back after she gives birth. Because
at this point, Becky has done everything in this company, man. She's done it all at this point. I think she needs to. Obviously, I'm not Rebecca Quinn, but I would start thinking about retirement right now. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I'd start thinking about retirement. You're about to become a mother. You got Seth out there, Colby, out there. Gonna become a dad soon, and God help these guys. God bless them, man.
Yep.
You'll be a great parent.
Anyways, we're going to talk about the next match that happened at Clash of Champions, and that was an ambulance match between Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. And this was actually pretty fun because of the fact that
it was.
How great was it? Randy got attacked every now and then by the likes of Big Show, Christian, and Shawn Michaels.
It was like the ghost from Dickens' past.
Exactly.
I was really, 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 really happy with this match. Obviously, the outcome, I didn't predict it right. I had Orton winning. I was just kind of surprised Drew retained. Because you had the ambulance match right there with, it would protect Drew and defeat. He didn't need to be pinned, but he retained. I'm actually happy because, Drew McIntyre has been the best WWE champion. I'm saying right now, Drew McIntyre has been the best WWE champion since probably Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, I said it, in his last run as champ.
Yeah.
No, Kofi, no. Nah, Kofi, nah. AJ Styles in his second run was okay, not as good as his first, but Drew McIntyre's been a fantastic WWE champion.
Honestly, here's the thing, been the best champion since Daniel Bryan, or I could say since Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, Jinder wasn't even a good champ. I don't know what we're talking about.
Oh, anyways, come on! Jinder was great. Don't hit on the Jinder.
No, the only thing good about Jinder is when he lost it. So, I mean, he had his pretty good moments there too. But he had his pretty good moments too.
You can at least admit that when Jinder was champion, he had one of the best entrances as champion.
We'll give Jinder that. His entrance alone made me, it made me happy. It's pretty cool. Him coming out and just, holding the title up and all that stuff. He kind of screwed up his entrance one time. It was so funny. But, it was pretty good. I mean, the title looked pretty great on him. I'm not going to lie. The Same Brothers. I think the thing that brought Jinder down was just that he was just bland. Yeah. Just bland as champ. They tried to recreate JBL with Jinder Mahal. They failed. Then they buried Shinsuke Nakamura. Yep. Then they tried to get him in there with Brock Lesnar. Thank God that didn't happen.
Here's the other thing. Anyways, back to the ambulance match. All these interferences, people are saying this made Drew McIntyre look weak. I'm like, Drew never asked for them to show up.
How did this make Drew McIntyre look weak? How? I'm asking, ladies and gentlemen, how did this make Drew McIntyre look weak?
Exactly.
I don't get it.
That's like saying Iron Man. That's like saying Iron Man was weak when he beat Thanos because he needed help from the Avengers.
Exactly.
Oops.
It's been a freaking year, ladies and gentlemen. Calm down. It's on Disney Plus and other places. Go watch it.
Disney Plus is fantastic.
I love Disney Plus. I freaking love. Shout out to my friend the man. for helping me with Disney Plus. Good stuff.
That's
Anyways,
right.
moving on.
Yeah, so
people,
and not to mention all the times the Legends showed up to attack Randy Orton, they never once tried to help Drew McIntyre put him in the ambulance.
Exactly, they were there to pretty much get revenge on Randy Orton.
And left.
I was thinking that Edge. For some reason, I was thinking that Edge was going to be like the fourth person to come out and just attack Orton, but no, it didn't happen. Drew retained. Claymore his freaking he Claymore Orton's head off. I think he almost did. He almost Claymore his freaking head off.
Yeah.
And retained the title.
Well, he also don't forget what he did as well. He also punted him.
Oh yeah, he punted him in the skull. That was pretty cool too. Put him in the ambulance. Yeah, that was it. Ric Flair. I busted out laughing when I saw Ric Flair driving the ambulance. That was so funny.
I'll try and go the speed limit.
Oh, God, had me laughing. It was just so good. Just seeing everybody from Orton's past come back to, for a few months, obviously, come back to haunt him and get revenge. It was pretty cool, and I enjoyed it. And the reasoning on Raw was pretty good too for the reason they did it. Just revenge. They didn't once say they were there to help Drew.
Exactly.
People are really souring on. People are comparing Drew McIntyre's run to Diesel. I think I've said this a few times in the podcast in the past, but people are comparing Drew McIntyre's reign to Diesel. Really? Is it really that bad to you guys?
I know,
What do y'all want? Do y'all want Brock Lesnar?
Hey, wait a minute. Didn't we predict that the fans would turn on Drew McIntyre eventually?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Right again.
We once again predicted Drew McIntyre. This happens to every single champ. What are we talking about? Happened to Rollins, happened to Kofi, didn't happen to Styles. What am I talking about? It didn't happen to Bryan. People are turning on Drew. I don't know why. Isn't this what you guys wanted?
Yeah.
Whatever. You guys can. This is exactly why you don't give the fans what you want. When you do give them what they want, they complain. Hint, hint. Rey Mysterio and the whole can of worms with Seth Rollins, which I'm not going to get into. That's a whole other book. But this is just another example. Don't give the fans what you want because they will not accept it. You wanted Drew McIntyre as champion. You got him. Now you don't want him as champ. What do you want?
Exactly.
You complain way too much in the community. I swear.
Drew McIntyre's been one of the best champions in a long time. He's defended the title like 8 or 9 times now.
But it wasn't in the main events. That's the one thing people were complaining about. It's not in the main events.
Now that you mention,
I know.
Now that you mention it, that is true. Drew McIntyre has not had a main event match since he won the title from Brock Lesnar. But that's okay, though. He ain't complaining about it.
I'm just happy he's champ. I'm just happy there's actually a legit champion who actually looks the part, in my opinion. Drew looks the part. He sounds the part. He plays the part well. He is the face of the company right now. Roman's the tribal chief over there, Roman Reigns. He's probably his second player, and then there's my boy Prince, who is probably third. Then there's Walter, who's he's over there in the corner.
Walter, honestly, he's been United King champ way too long.
Walter needs to lose that belt now, dude.
Here's the thing. I can't believe I would say this, but he's just a little over 100 days from passing Pete Dunne.
Yeah, he is closing in. I think they're going to do it. I think they're actually going to have him break Pete Dunne's record, and then they'll have him drop title to Ilya Dragunov. I mean, that's just me wishful thinking because I like Ilya Dragunov.
Well, if they have
this is supposed to be.
Well, if they have Walter wait until the next NXT UK TakeOver in Dublin on June 20th, then yes, he will break the record. He'll have been champ for over 2 years. That
is insane. If that happens, I mean, yeah, there's long-term booking with that. I mean, yeah, NXT UK is back, by the way, guys. I mean, I really haven't got a chance to catch up with it. I just don't care about NXT UK.
Yeah, all the current champions right now have been champion for over a year now.
That is really insane. Blame the pandemic. We are blaming the pandemic.
Yeah, we are blaming the pandemic. Yes. I'm just saying.
Blaming the wrestlers.
Yeah, I'm just saying if NXT UK was shut down for a while, then stop the title reigns for a bit.
Exactly.
Because if they're not defending, then it doesn't count.
Jordan Devlin.
Yeah, they should have stripped Jordan Devlin. With all due respect to Jordan Devlin, yes, unfortunately, that's true.
They did the same thing with Jordan Devlin. He was Cruiserweight champ. They stripped him.
Actually, no, they didn't. They didn't. He's still the champ as we speak.
Exactly. Oh, that makes a whole lot of sense why people were saying that Sami Zayn's still the champion. Whatever. That's
a completely different thing because Jordan Devlin, he is literally unable to travel. Sami Zayn chose to go back.
That is true, yeah, pandemic-wise, being honest with. But yeah, like, with the UK scene, and their whole, I know we're going way off topic, we'll get back on topic in just a sec, but I do want to address the whole thing with the UK situation. Like Christian said, you could have stopped the title runs right there. But originally, I think, back at WrestleMania, or we're supposed to have TakeOver Dublin in April. We're supposed to have it this year, back in April, with Finn Balor and Walter. And that didn't happen. And I do hope we get that one day, but Finn Balor's, he's busy being the NXT champ, and we'll talk about my boy a little bit later. But yeah, NXT UK, I really can't get into it. I really can't, and I hate saying that. It's just not my cup of tea. It is what it is. They're the ugly stepchild of the WWE. Anyways, moving on. We spent too much time talking about NXT UK.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Anyways, Drew McIntyre is still the WWE champion, and I'm actually glad that he is. I actually picked Drew to win the match.
I didn't. No,
I
feel stupid.
Lucky me. Unfortunately, like, here's the thing: the way it ended, that was a perfect storytelling ender right there. That was literally an Avengers Endgame like ending.
Nope, they're going to continue it.
At Hell in a Cell, apparently. And I think I'll be honest, I think that's the night where Randy's going to win the title.
I hope. I really hope. I mean, it's inside Hell in a Cell. If this is not inside Hell in a Cell, I'll be shocked. I hope to God, I'm envisioning this. Remember back in 2016, I believe, 3 main events inside Hell, quote unquote, main events inside Hell in a Cell?
Yeah, I remember that very well, actually.
Oh God, I fear what they're going to do this year. We have Bayley and Sasha, Orton and Drew, and for Roman Reigns, we'll talk about Roman Reigns because I got a prediction about who he might face inside Hell in a Cell. So we'll talk about Roman in a minute and his humongous beatdown.
Yep, as a matter of fact, yeah, that's what we're about to go to right next, ladies and gentlemen. The main event of Clash of Champions is for the Universal Championship, and on paper, when you look at this match, you think it's a colossal waste of time because you hear Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso.
Exactly. We were questioning this match when we predicted it last week. We're like, could be good.
I remember when Jey Uso won that number 1 contenders match, and after we knew he's in such high spirits and thinking everything is going to be cool with him and Reigns, I'm like, something's up, and that's why I'm like. We even said on the podcast last week, do not turn your head away from this match.
Do not underestimate this match and Jey Uso because they went all out. And obviously the reason this match went pretty long was because the other matches were cut. That's why the ambulance match went longer, and that's exactly why the main event went longer because the other matches were cut. So they had to fill time. I think if the other matches weren't cut, this would have been a total beatdown. They went long, and I liked it. And the one thing I liked about this match, and maybe we're calling this match a pretty heck of a good match, and I do agree with them. The storytelling in this match was amazing. Like, amazing in this match.
Throughout the majority of the match, Roman Reigns was imploring Jey to tell him, to address him as the tribal chief of the family.
Exactly. You eat at the table, you eat at the head of the table, I'm the tribal chief. Like, Roman, like, where has this Roman been all these years? And I still wonder to myself, why now? Why now did you turn him heel? Why did you turn him heel now? I'm still going to question that till the day I die. Why did they turn Roman heel now when they had the opportunity all those years ago to turn heel? I am enjoying that he's heel. Thank God he's heel. I mean, and
better late than never, right?
It's
better late than never.
Exactly. And obviously Twitter was losing their minds. Roman was shirtless. Twitter broke. Roman Reigns was shirtless. Twitter was losing their minds.
Yeah, that was not new gear. He just took off the vest. That's it.
Yeah, like there was people say Roman sounds like a podcast something like that. He said like I'm at new theme music and new gear or whatever. I don't think he flat out said that, but he's like I'm at new gear, and I'm like that was not new gear. All you did was take your vest off, dude.
Yeah,
that's all.
He's still got the same pants on.
And a huge back tattoo. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's
big
amazing.
Dog. Sorry, tribal chief out there. What a big dog, tribal chief, whatever you want to call him. They still address Michael Cole even addressed him as the big dog when he came out. It's like the big dog. I'm like, ain't the tribal chief. Whatever. But yeah, the match was very good. I told you guys.
And
don't
violent.
Sleep on so yeah. It was a violent encounter. Now, I wanted them to go all the way. I wanted them to go all the way with blood. I actually thought we were going to see blood. I'm not even going to lie. But we didn't. I'm not surprised we didn't see blood, but
we got something, in my opinion, we got something better, which was an injured Jimmy Uso showed up. That was something I did not see coming.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming in. I thought he was going to come in and turn on his brother, but he didn't. He came in front of the tribal chief and threw in the towel, which I haven't seen that in a very long time.
I was like, this whole scene did look familiar to me, and then I remembered Rocky IV.
Exactly. They even did it in NXT, like last month with Karrion Kross and the other T-Bar. I'm sorry, Dominik Dijakovic. T-Bar.
Karrion Kross murdered Dominik Dijakovic and gave birth to T-Bar.
Exactly. And then there's Mia Yim, who has a very weird name. I don't want to talk. Anyways, Retribution wasn't even on this show. They're sick. So get well, Retribution, because we need you back. Anyways, we had the beatdown of Jey Uso. This was a I wouldn't say this was even close to a violent match. It wasn't graphic or anything, but it was pretty good. PG standards. This was pretty violent. There was a huge uppercut from Roman that shook the entire, like, it erupted throughout the entire Thunderdome. Like, oh my God. Like, oh, just the entire match, just a beatdown. And obviously Jey had his comeback a few times. I enjoyed that. Tribal Chief took over. He kept telling, he even got in Charles Robinson's face and told him to shut up. I was like, damn, Roman, chill. He's like, I'm going to knock you in the next week and you will not have a job. I'm like, damn, chill.
Yeah, like the reason why I said this was very violent and hard to watch was not because of the assault and everything. It was the acting.
Oh, the acting was fantastic for both gentlemen.
That's actually why I was actually trembling. I was like shook up by the time the show ended.
I was just like in shock when the whole match ended. I'm like, wow. I actually stepped in and actually clapped a little bit. I was like, oh my gosh, they actually did very good.
Hell, they actually made me like say at the TV to Jimmy Uso, throw the towel.
Yeah. But like, oh my Lord, they did so freaking well in this match, and everything, every hit, every blow, every grimace of Jimmy Uso, and the acting from the Tribal Chief himself, just it hit everywhere, man. It was great. It was brutal, just about right now brutal. Not graphic or anything. It was pretty good, but man, I wish they had just a little bit. You could have had just a little bit of color, in my opinion, just to make it a little more spicy.
Here's the other thing. There's one thing I'm glad about when it comes to this match.
Yeah,
I'm glad that this was in a Thunderdome and not in front of an actual audience. The audience would have booed the shit out of the match, saying this is boring.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it kind of depends. We don't know what the fans' reaction is going to be when Roman comes back, because we can't freaking hear the actual crowd, which is, thank God we can't, Thunderdome-wise. I mean, God forbid we can hear everybody's freaking cameras or freaking TVs or whatever in the background of the Thunderdome. But anyways.
I like how Paul Heyman had told Roman Reigns, you are the Tribal Chief, and Reigns was like, I don't want to hear you say it. I want to hear him say it.
I was like, geez, dude. Damn.
He's even like that to Paul Heyman.
I'm like, bruh, wait. When we wanted to heel Roman Reigns. They're giving us heel Roman Reigns. Like, I am really enjoying the Tribal Chief gimmick, and I hope, please do not turn this guy babyface for a while. Please don't. They'll probably do it next year when the fans start coming back. So I hope to God that's not the case, but because we need that big heel on SmackDown, because The Fiend is apparently babyface. No, he's not. He's tweener. Speaking of The Fiend, I'll talk about him in just a minute. I just spoiled one more time. Anyways, Roman Reigns beat Jey Uso viciously and destroyed him and tossed him to the side.
Yeah,
in the end, Roman was crowned the Tribal Chief officially.
Also, in my personal opinion, like, this, after what went down at Clash of Champs, I honestly want to see this continue at Hell in a Cell. Like, that's, in my opinion, should continue.
I hope they don't put them inside Hell in a Cell, because we don't need three. Like I said, we don't need three Hell in a Cell matches, but they probably will do that. But I think he did do the Usos against. I wouldn't mind a handicap match.
Well, Jimmy Uso is still injured. He's not going to be cleared for at least until January.
that gives me an idea about what's going to happen next because Roman Reigns just beat Jey Uso. And we're talking about Hell in a Cell. So here's my early prediction about who Roman Reigns is going to face, and I kind of just spoiled it. Roman Reigns is going to face The Fiend inside Hell in a Cell. That's what I predict. Roman Reigns is going to face The Fiend because if you remember on SmackDown, on the Go Home show, with Alexa Bliss in her, I don't know what the heck is going on, with her transition into the dark side, she looked at Roman Reigns. She was possessed. She looked back at Roman Reigns after she got done beating the living hell out of Lacey Evans, I believe, or whoever the heck that was. And she stared right back at the tribal chief. She stared back at Roman Reigns. Roman didn't acknowledge her, which was freaking hilarious. And I think that's the next program, Roman Reigns and The Fiend inside Hell in a Cell. And Roman's going to kill The Fiend, officially. And I can't wait. Roman's going to kill The Fiend. That's my early prediction for Roman and his match at Hell in a Cell. Who else is there?
Jey Uso?
I mean, no, not again. Not again. He needs to sell that beatdown. I wouldn't mind it, though. I think could do it again. I think Roman could face The Fiend, and, he could do a pretty good match. Roman officially kills The Fiend, even though Goldberg did it months ago. But Roman officially buries The Fiend. So long. Bye-bye. Farewell. All the fans cry. I cheer. Tribal Chief rules SmackDown till 2021. And, everyone's match.
But this all depends, though. This all depends on one thing and on one word, and that word is draft.
It's true. I was just about to say, wait a minute. What about the draft? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The draft is returning next week.
And actually, as a matter of fact, I'm thinking the Losers Lounge should honestly talk about that at some point in the later weeks.
We should. We actually should talk about the WWE draft. That'll be the first time on here we've done that. That's true, Christian. You brought that about the draft. There are many faces. And I know I myself am kind of complaining about this just a little bit. They didn't show NXT. I'm a little bit upset about. I'm an NXT fanboy, guys. You obviously know I love NXT. But they didn't show NXT. But that doesn't mean NXT is not going to show up. They obviously are going to show up. We just don't know who's going to be drafted to which show.
Yeah.
So we'll find.
In the meantime,
NXT
folks, that was our review of Clash of Champions. And that Clash of Champions was a great show. It was fun.
I kind of pissed people off with my rating a little bit. I gave it like a 6 out of 10. So I don't care about that stuff. Then I changed it after watching it like a second time. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Yeah. It was really good. It wasn't up there with SummerSlam, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It wasn't up there.
I gave it 7.5.
Not bad.
Basically, I was in the middle.
Not bad. I mean, it wasn't a bad show. It was just, I think if the other matches weren't canceled, it probably would have been just a little bit better. I know there were women's tag team titles, obviously. I mean, those are irrelevant anyways because there's no division. But I think not their fault, obviously. They did pretty good. Everyone did their role. Everyone played their role well. For me, obviously, the match tonight was the ladder match. Very fantastic match. Still a little angry at the winner, but, it is what it is. Good main event. Ambulance match delivered. Women's matches were okay. I enjoyed it. And the tag team matches, the Raw tag team title match, decent. I mean, it was good. Pretty good. And 24/7 stuff, meh. I laughed. Not gonna lie, I laughed. But yeah, pretty good show.
Anyways, folks, we are going to move on now from one event to another. We are now going to talk predictions of NXT TakeOver 31.
Christian, one more thing, Christian. We have to talk about what happened the next night on Raw. Oh boy. Ladies, I want to talk. I think Christian might chime in too. Ladies and gentlemen, the next night on Raw, we're not going to talk about the entire show, obviously, but we're going to talk about the ending. Randy Orton broke into the Legends Lounge and took out the Legends. So WWE put on their Twitter. Chris, I think you can remember it, right?
Oh,
they put on the word Legends Lounge.
Yep, Legends Lounge. That does sound very, very familiar.
Doesn't that sound familiar? I don't know. There's a lounge around here somewhere. I mean, it's a podcast, the fastest rising podcast in wrestling.
You know what? Let's just be totally honest right here. Y'all watch the Losers Lounge podcast. You came up with the idea because you are fans of us.
We obviously know you guys watch. We know you're watching Vince or Triple H. We know you are watching us. Every single time we say something on here, it's actually happened. It's happened. Finn Balor, Kyle O'Reilly, happening. Freaking Drew McIntyre, WWE champion, happening. Or it's happened. Roman Reigns heel turn happened. Finn Balor heel turn happened. Everything that we've said on here has mostly happened.
Johnny Gargano being a failure happened. Oh wait.
This has happened that we've said on here. Not all of them, but mostly some of the stuff that we've said on here has come true. Brock Lesnar won Money in the Bank last year. I said that on Twitter, but I also said on here. Happened. Brock Lesnar beating Kofi Kingston. Happened. Everything that we said on here. We know you're watching. Just give us the royalties here, Vince. We know you're watching. We know you want to. We know.
We are the real. Yeah, here's the thing. We are the real Double L here.
Exactly. We are the real Double L. We are the elite out there. We are the most elite podcast in professional wrestling out there. We are more real. We are more awesome. Heck, we are more experienced than anyone out there. And if you want to challenge us, I dare you to step forward and do it. Yeah. We will knock you down and knock you in your place.
Because there's a lot of us and probably only one of you.
Exactly. You don't have, and then none of y'all have the guts, and we are the losers.
Y'all are no match for the power in us.
Exactly. You don't match us. You will never match us. Nobody can step forward to us. Nobody has our popularity, and you can't match that. Nobody can, and we dare you to step forward.
All right.
Anyone out there? Moving on. Let's talk about NXT TakeOver.
NXT TakeOver 31, and the reason, of course, it's called that is because think about this, folks. The reason, the TakeOver event has the number is because, well, there's nowhere for them to go.
Exactly.
And, the TakeOver insert name of this location is based off the locations they go to, like Toronto, like Brooklyn, and Portland, and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But why did they call it In Your House a few months ago?
Because they're taking over our houses because we were in there. Bingo.
Exactly. The last one was the 30th anniversary of TakeOver. That was the reason they did TakeOver 30. This one, they have nowhere to go.
So, TakeOver 31. Makes sense.
Now, there's rumors out there. I don't believe them whatsoever. It's going to be in the Thunderdome. I don't believe that whatsoever.
No, it's going to be at Full Sail.
Yeah, they've already confirmed it's going to be a Full Sail.
Yeah.
I would love to be TakeOver in the Thunderdome. That'd be dope.
And it's a TakeOver Thunderdome. Yeah, that would have sounded amazing.
Oh, my God. The entrances alone, oh, man. We'll see. Right. We'll see NXT on the main roster soon.
All right. I got things I got to do later, so we're going to have to go through these predictions a lot more quicker than I thought. But
all right, let's zip it.
The first match, we have quite a bit to talk about on this one, is Kushida versus Velveteen Dream. And I'm just gonna say, stop with the Fire Velveteen Dream crap. It's over and done with.
Enough, people. Seriously, you guys are making more fools of yourselves. I understand the whole situation. We understand that. But y'all are making this a lot more of a bigger deal. You are not the freaking police. You might be the Twitter police, but you are not the police. You were guys hiding behind a screen.
Not to mention, why did the supposed victim go to social media instead of the police?
Exactly.
Too suspicious.
Because you people are making a big deal and you're canceling somebody because of this. If anybody who needs to be canceled on social media, quote unquote, canceled, it should be somebody like, for example, Jerry Lawler. He sucks and he has a very disturbing past that I don't want to talk about. He should be somebody you should cancel. He's still on TV. Why don't you make a hashtag about him? Just saying. The Velveteen Dream. You're out here saying, cancel the Velveteen Dream. Fire Velveteen Dream. To each and every one of you guys who are listening to this, I don't care if I piss you off or not. Stop making complete fools of yourselves. We are not defending the Velveteen Dream here. We are just stating that you guys are making complete fools of yourselves by calling this BS out than what's already been proven not to be true. I don't care what social media says, and I dang sure don't care what any of your Twitter trolls say out there with you guys doing this garbage on social media. What are y'all gonna do? Would y'all say this stuff to Patrick Clark if you were to see him in person? No, you wouldn't. Zip it. Enough is enough. Stop making fools out of yourselves. Tired of this.
All right. Now that we've gotten that out of our system, we're going to move on to this match. Kushida, who's well known for his time in NJPW.
Shout out to New Japan.
Yep. And this is honestly like here's the thing, they both put on great matches, so that's why I'm looking forward to this match. But
I am too.
I am going to predict Kushida to win. What about you?
I am actually going to go the opposite. I think Velveteen Dream is going to win this match because I think they'll build him up for some reason. But I could see Kushida winning. I'm going to go with the Velveteen Dream.
Yeah. This is gonna be very cool to watch. I actually went back and I watched some matches that Kushida had in NJPW. I know for a fact it's WWE, not NJPW, so he'll probably wrestle a little differently. But hey, it's good enough for me to know that he's a great wrestler.
Oh yeah, watched through this match with Kyle O'Reilly, and they're pretty good. Kushida's a pretty good wrestler. In my opinion, he's a pretty good tag team wrestler. That's just my opinion, but he's pretty good as a single star too. And I think this will be a great match. I can see this match kicking off the show, and I gotta go Velveteen Dream.
Yep. All right. This next match, this is very weird, honestly. Santos Escobar versus Isaiah Swerve Scott for the interim NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Yeah, apparently, since consider the fact that Jordan Devlin is current champion right now, but he cannot go anywhere. Okay, fine. However, it's kind of weird to think that Santos Escobar and Isaiah Swerve Scott are fighting for a championship that, for all intents and purposes, doesn't belong to either one of them.
It's still weird.
Why can't they just make this official? Sorry, Jordan Devlin, I understand this is unfair, but you're stripped of the title. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. What it is. When you come back, when you're able to come back, we'll set something up. In the meantime, the show must freaking go on.
Mm-hmm.
Good God. Why can't we just call Santos Escobar the real NXT Cruiserweight Champion right now?
Exactly.
A lot of this, here's the thing, a lot of my care about this match is not really there because of the fact that this is a freaking interim title, not the real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is stupid. I don't care if it's been done in boxing or fighting. I don't care. It's still stupid.
I'm I don't know. At this point, the Cruiserweight title, I don't know. I'm not saying it's been destroyed or buried or whatever the heck these words are in the wrestling community, but it's kind of an afterthought. I love Santos Escobar, formerly known as King Cuerno in Lucha Underground. But, oh my God, he's just been treated meh as champ. I mean, there was Drake Maverick, then there was my boy Jake Atlas, and now there's my boy Isaiah Swerve Scott, which I'm making my prediction right now. I think Isaiah Swerve Scott is winning the Cruiserweight Championship. I don't think they need to keep it on Santos Escobar longer. I think this is time to make the title change, and there you go. You can go from there.
Yeah, I'm also going to say Isaiah Swerve Scott to win the championship, but at the same time, it's just going to feel weird to see these two fighting over a title that doesn't belong to either one of them. Being an interim champion technically means you're not an official champion.
Exactly. And it sucks. I mean, blame the pandemic. You can't blame Jordan Devlin. You certainly can't blame the WWE for this. I mean, you can blame the pandemic.
Exactly.
Most stuff that's happening is because of the pandemic. Blame the pandemic, not somebody else. That's all I got to say about that.
Precisely. All right, we'll go on to the next match with the NXT Women's Championship as Io Shirai faces Candice LeRae in a rematch from NXT TakeOver Toronto last year, which I was in person to watch with my brother Longneck Josh, and that was a fantastic match.
There's no doubt in my mind these two are going to turn the house down once again. Io Shirai has been a pretty good champ since TakeOver in Your House.
Yep.
And I think she's going to continue her run. There's no way, especially after this past week with NXT, there's no way she's losing. No way. I don't believe it. Even when I see it, I'm not going to believe it. She is retaining the championship. Candice, I love you, but you're not winning the championship. Not yet. I think right here you need to have Io retain. I think Io has bigger fish to fry. I don't know who's next, to be honest with you. I thought they would save this match, actually, believe it or not, for the TakeOver in December. I think they're going to go ahead and do with it now because I don't know. Maybe she's going to be involved with. Maybe NXT's going to be involved with Survivor Series next year or next month. Please be involved next month. Please. Anyways, I think Io Shirai is retaining the women's championship here.
As for me, I'm just going to go on a limb and say Candice LeRae is going to win the championship. And here's the thing. Perhaps we're going to start something out where since, herself and Johnny Gargano, her husband, have been, thinking they were going to be, both winning gold, how cool would it be if Candice LeRae's constantly winning everything, Johnny's constantly losing everything, and eventually, that leads to a storyline split.
I can see that, and Johnny finally realizes the error of his ways and turns back babyface, because his heel character is meh. No, I'm being serious about that. His heel character is just meh.
Johnny Gargano was screwed either way.
Yeah. You can thank Finn Balor for this heel turn, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Prince.
He's a failure as a face, failure as a heel. That's just a failure in Johnny Gargano.
You can turn him tweener. No, he'll fail at that, too.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I'm going to think Candice LeRae's going to win the championship from Io Shirai. But what I'm expecting out of this is another great match like the one I saw in Toronto.
Oh, yeah.
And
no doubt. It's going to be a very fun match.
Josh can vouch for me about how this was such a great match. I miss you, Josh.
We miss you, brother. We miss you, Long Neck Nobles. Much love. I'll be staying safe out there.
And yes, we've forgiven you for that time you broke into the lounge that one time because you were confused.
Oh, don't worry. We locked the door this time because nobody's getting in. They're their own losers. They're in the hospital right now. Not really. So calm down, guys. Not really. They're at home.
Yeah.
They're fine. Don't worry.
Thank God Retribution ain't here anymore.
Yeah, Retribution retreated and they're sick now. So yeah, that sucks for them. Get well, Retribution.
But don't come after us.
I'll say this about Retribution, though. They are funny as heck on Twitter.
They are.
Burying people on Twitter. I want to say this about T-Bar. Now, this is off topic, but they buried the fuck out of Chris Jericho on Twitter.
They did, yeah.
Oh, they buried the fuck out of Chris Jericho on Twitter. I was busting and laughing so hard. Oh, my God.
This is almost as cool as the time the WWE on Fox account was constantly owning the shit out of people.
Oh my God, they still do that sometimes, but Retribution and T-Bar especially, they are shutting people up. And I wonder if this is how they actually feel. I don't know if this is the characters talking or the real life personas talking, because they are using cuss words in their tweets. But they're using actual cuss. I'm like, damn, y'all are being edgy, and I'm loving it. And them calling out Jericho, rightfully so, by the way.
Yeah. Because Jericho constantly calls out WWE on a daily basis.
Exactly. That's something that kind of needs to stop from both parties, but the other company is just doing the for reasons. Anyways, but yeah, shout out to Retribution and shout out to my man T-Bar for shutting up Le Champion.
Chris Jericho, I'll be honest, Chris Jericho these days is just the cranky ex-wife.
Yeah, AEW was reminding me of the ex-wife who got dumped by the pretty boyfriend. They're just, it's really, really weird and bizarre. Can both companies I know WWE's mind their own business, but can the other company just mind their own business, do the wrestling, and just please stop talking? I'm just really losing out of touch with the other company. I love AEW. And I know people are tired of me, everyone else on the podcast, talking crap about AEW and all that stuff. Y'all think we hate AEW. But it's just, just stop. Just stop taking shots, and we won't have a problem. Simple. Moving on.
Yep. And speaking of moving on, the next match, the NXT North American Championship, as Damian Priest is defending against Johnny Gargano. And these two were honestly the top favorites to win that ladder match at TakeOver 30.
Exactly, and I was surprised Johnny Gargano did not win. But I love when Damian Priest won. Priest is how you book a babyface right, in my opinion. He's cool, he's cocky, but he's babyface still. I'm enjoying it. He's actually funny, too. So, I'm enjoying it. That's the one thing they've done right. Of many things they've done right in NXT, mostly. But they have done very good with booking my boy Damian Priest as the champion, and babyface-wise, too, Like I said, he's just been pretty good. I'm enjoying it. Johnny Gargano, on the other hand, he's going to choke. Again.
Yeah. I'm Damian Priest, I don't see him losing the North American title after having it for only a month and a couple weeks.
He's retaining. No need to worry. Sorry, Gargano fans. Johnny will get another shot.
Johnny Failure will fail again.
Yeah. Stop taking shots at Johnny Gargano. I like Johnny Gargano. Don't get me wrong. I like Johnny Gargano, but he just loses. I'm
As a matter
sorry.
of fact, what's the
Where's
point of
Johnny
calling him?
Black?
What's the point of calling him Johnny Takeover? I think we should actually call him Johnny Take a Loss.
If you want to call someone the king of takeovers, let's call my boy Finn Balor the king of takeovers.
Finn Balor,
That belongs to
either Finn Balor or Adam Cole should be known as the.
Yep. They are the kings of takeovers. Well, Finn Balor, he's the prince of takeovers. But yeah, I do. Before we get into the main event, I do think Johnny Gargano will lose, and that'll be it. Like I don't know what the Gargano after this. Maybe he'll get called up. This will be his swan song.
Yeah.
This will be his swan song. Why am I laughing at that? This will be his swan song. Bye, Johnny.
Actually, not even the Swans will sing for him. Ha! Also, here's another thing. Speaking of Adam Cole, we brought him up. What do you think about the idea that he might be a face?
Don't get too comfortable with that, Christian. Don't get too comfortable with that. I'll explain why in just a few minutes with the main event.
I think you could also say that Adam Cole's going to turn into a Bay face.
Decent pun, but do not get too comfortable with that.
I know.
Don't get too comfortable.
But anyway, speaking of said main event, this is the match I know heel Balor's excited for the most. The NXT Championship as Finn Balor's defending against Kyle O'Reilly.
I am guys, no joke. I still can't believe I'm getting this match now. You guys know.
I'll be quick and I'll be quick and just say my prediction to say that I believe Finn Balor is going to retain the title. I just thought I'd get my prediction out of the way because I know heel Balor's got quite a bit to say. So, you have the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited for this match. I mean, when it was announced, when Kyle won the gauntlet match 2 weeks ago, I freaking lost. I was so happy. Kyle's my favorite member of the Spirit along with Adam Cole. Obviously my boy is the champion. And going into this match, this is the first time these two have tangled up in the ring. I'm telling you right now, do not sleep on these men. This is going to be a 5-star classic. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a 5-star classic. And I don't know, man. I'm going to get choked up probably during this match. I'm very excited, very hyped. It's going to be great. Balor just won the title. There's no reason to take it off of him. If they do take it off him, it's probably for a reason. I will be very upset. NXT, don't take it off of him. Kyle O'Reilly is finally getting pushed to the babyface. Finally, and do not sleep on my man Kyle. Do not sleep on Kyle. He is a very, very good single star. Go look at his matches with Ring of Honor. Go look at all the stuff he's done in the indie scene. Go look at all of it. He is a very, very good single star. He's not good at holding singles gold, but he's pretty good at getting the job done. Now, moving on, I do think Finn Balor will retain because Adam Cole will turn heel, and he will turn on Kyle O'Reilly. If you guys remember going back many, many, many years ago in Ring of Honor, there was a match with Kyle O'Reilly and Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor World title. There was a storyline leading up where Adam Cole was leaving another stable and going to join Red Dragon, helping Kyle win the title. And lo and behold, in the main event, Adam turned on Kyle. It was all a setup. And they're going to redo it right here. I can see it coming from a mile away. A mile away. Adam Cole is going to come out and pretend to help Kyle. They're probably going to redo the finish from many, many years ago. I know it's coming. I hope they do it. And Kyle's losing. They are setting up Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole with NXT. They're setting up to have that feud in NXT. And it's going to be fun. I'm telling you right now, do not sleep on this match. My boys retaining the NXT Championship. And afterwards, I do think, people are predicting Kyle's going to win the title. Oh, it's going to be an Evolution style thing. Kyle's going to win the title, and they're going to turn him on that Evolution style. Kyle's not winning the title. Like I said, if he wins the title, there's probably a reason behind it. But Kyle's not winning. Finn Balor's holding that belt all the way into 2021, and I can't wait. Or Balor, not Kyle. I hope Kyle. I mean, I wouldn't mind Kyle. Hear me out, ladies and gentlemen. I would not mind Kyle winning the title. I think Balor needs it. Balor has worked his way up. Balor's earned this moment. He deserves to hold the crown. And he's the prince now. Until he's obviously champ for now until the guy Karrion Kross comes back. I kind of hope Kross goes to the main roster just to stay away from Finn Balor. But But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Finn Balor's retaining the NXT Championship. Kyle O'Reilly will come close. Adam Cole's turning heel. Don't get too close. Don't get too close to Adam Cole being babyface. He's not a good babyface. He sucks as a babyface. He's a very good heel though. Balor wins. Kyle goes down, and that'll be it. But I do want to make one prediction, Christian here. There's been some vignettes playing on NXT TV.
Yeah, about some sort of mystery person who's going to show up.
There's vignettes of a mysterious figure showing up at TakeOver. Do you have any prediction of who it might be?
Honestly, no, I don't have one because not a single name has come to mind.
People are predicting Bo Dallas. People are predicting Bobby Roode. That's certainly not happening because Bobby Roode returned on Raw.
That would be Robert Roode to you.
What's that?
That would be Robert Roode.
Yeah, Robert Roode, Bobby Roode, whatever. I like Bobby Roode a lot better.
Even though it's the same thing.
Yeah, true. Bobby, Robert. Robert's just real name, obviously. But still, anyways, but yeah, I don't know who could show up. People were saying, God forbid, people were saying Tessa Blanchard could show up. Please no. People are saying it's going to be
Eva Marie.
Yeah, yes, I've actually seen that. People are like, Eva Marie's showing up. Whatever. No, she's not. I really don't have a prediction about who's going to show up. Whoever's showing up is going to go after Finn Balor. I do see the mysterious figure I could see showing up in the main event and attacking Balor afterwards. I think everyone's going to be so shocked when Cole turns on O'Reilly. You shouldn't be shocked. I'm just telling you right now, if you're listening, you should not be shocked if you know the history between these two. And I really don't know who's going to be the mysterious figure. I hope it's someone good. People are saying it's more members of Retribution. Like, why? We don't need any more members of Retribution.
Actually, wait a minute. I think I might have an idea.
People are making this thing. What's up?
I think I might have an idea on who.
Who do you think it could be?
You said person would go after Finn Balor, right?
Yes.
What was Samoa Joe?
Joe's back on Raw, though, but I would not mind. The promos are saying that they're back, and they're back to basically they, not he or she, they are back. And I'm scared that this person, and I'm freaking worried that this person is carrying Cross. If this is carrying Cross, you must have godlike powers.
No, his injury is severe to 4 to 5 months of rehab. He's not going to be back in time.
Exactly. I don't think it's going to be carrying Cross. Like I said, if it's carrying Cross, you wouldn't have God. You would be John Cena if that's the case. It's not carrying Cross. People are saying it's Charlotte Flair. I could see it being Charlotte Flair because we haven't seen her since TakeOver.
But wait a minute. Did you actually say it's going to... They said they refer to themselves as they, as in more than one person?
Yes, they're saying that basically they are returning. They.
All right, what about the Ascension?
No, actually, I could see that because what would they have beef with Prince though? That's my thing.
How do you know they're going after beef? Wait, how do you know they're going after Finn?
That is true. They did not really make any. But the thing is, like they built it up. If you remember the first promo, there was a title. There was I don't know if it was the women's title or the men's title. There was the NXT Championship in the last vase or something like that. So I think that it, or whatever it is coming for the championship. I don't know. Or the champion. I don't know.
Wait, so
I'm hoping.
Oh, so it could be on the women's side? Then if that's the case, what about Ember Moon?
I hope. I miss Ember. We have not seen Ember all year. So I could see it being Ember Moon. But the thing is, it's they. So I don't know who it would be. And no, it's not CM Punk. Before y'all even start saying, it's not CM Punk. It's not going to be Punk and AJ Lee. Punk and AJ Lee in NXT. Give me a break. That'd be cool, though. I'm not going to lie. But still. We don't know who it's going to be. I hope it's a shock. If it's a letdown, I'll be cross. But I think it's going to be a big surprise about who's going to be. And I do predict they will or whatever. It could be somebody else. It could be somebody returning. It could be somebody returning from the firing list from months ago that we had. Because who knows? Those guys are going to be coming back soon. Maybe. Who knows? They brought back Drake Maverick. But yeah, I mean, I don't know who it's going to be. Who knows? Anyways, all I know is that the main event is going to kick ass. That's all I got. Please, I know it's going to kick ass. The main event's going to kick ass. That's the only reason I'm watching this show.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our predictions of NXT TakeOver, and that concludes our next edition of the Losers Lounge podcast. And this was pretty fun, huh?
It was.
It always is
Two-man
fun. And so, ladies and gentlemen, next week we are going to be reviewing the events of NXT TakeOver, and I'm thinking maybe the following week we're going to review the events of what happened in the draft.
That is correct.
So
I can't wait.
If my calculations are correct, folks, there's going to be a podcast for every week for the rest of this year.
Yes, sir. I hope y'all are ready. I hope y'all are buckled down and seated down and got whole lots of popcorn, because this is going to be a doozy, and I personally cannot wait. I've only missed, I believe, 2 podcasts in my time on here.
So that makes this your 60th appearance.
60th appearance. You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? But I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my losers. Obviously, everyone gives me credit as being the most popular member, which I appreciate. I love that. But I can't do this without my boys, and obviously Kelsey, who we love. Love you, Kelsey. We haven't forgot about her, obviously.
We'll never forget about her.
Can't do this without my losers, man. And gotta give credit to these guys. We've been doing this for about almost 4 years. Yeah, we're almost 4 years now. Like, we've been on this thing. Crazy. And there's going to be plenty more things coming in the future with us. And this is not the end of us. We're going to continue doing this till the day we freaking die, probably. We're probably doing this in a nursing home.
Oh, boy, that'd be weird, but hilarious to think about.
Anyways, you ready to send it home, Chris?
Yep, you know what to do, man.
To the losers, this is our lounge. We will see you next week for the review of TakeOver, and obviously we've got many more things to come up, and we'll see you then. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I will be live on my YouTube channel to do live reactions for TakeOver if you guys want to check out my channel. And Chris will put the link in the description for everybody else, myself, obviously. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, we are the losers, and this is our lounge. And don't you forget it. Too sweet, and peace out.